Alright, we're back. We're going to go ahead and continue with the legs here for a second. So we're doing the front and the back here. Alright. Right where the pants and the feet meet, you need to make it a little bit deeper. You can get that little V cut in there. Okay. There we go. We're just going to round this off. Nice big shoes. It's alright. Alright. And then what we're going to do over here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to split it. I'm going to take it right up the center here and make a nice big V cut on either side of that line. Work it up to the top there and kind of chop it out. Bring this down a little bit too wide here. Same thing over here. We're going to bring this down a little bit. Let me do this back here for a second so I have a better hold of it. Alright, so we have the feet pretty well done. Let's go up here to the top and work on his collar. So what we're going to do is we're going to, well, let me think here. We've got to, he has this little pouch that he's going to be holding. So you'll see it over here. I guess it will come down past here. That's a little bit too far over. Matching things is really tough. Trying to get things the way you want them can be kind of challenging. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a smaller one here. This is going to be a little pouch here, so we're going to just kind of do it like so. Alright, and then on the top of this, move this over a little bit, we're going to have it come down. You can always realign things. That's the beauty of doing these projects. If you have it drawn on and you don't like it, guess what? You do it over again. That's all that's to that. It's not real difficult to do. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to kind of bring this down a little bit, where his collar is supposed to be. So we're going to go ahead and just chop it down a little bit all the way around. Alright, and so right here we're going to go ahead and trim this off a little bit. But we also need to do his shoulders a little bit more, so let's bring this down just a tad on either side. We're going to go at the bottom of his, drawing this out is how you need to draw it out, is put the gun up, do each side, and measure your arm on either side, okay? On either side. And then go ahead and put the arm in there. Alright, it's going to go up. I might have that go right underneath his arm because that might be too hard to get in there. Let's bring this up a little higher. This really doesn't matter that much. Okay, that's exactly how we want it. Alright, and that will kind of match what we'll do here, because that will go underneath the arm on that side. Alright, so that will go over. We'll bring this down and around, and it will come right underneath his gun there. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and chop a little bit out right up to those lines. Okay, we're going to put that there, establish where that is. Alright, going to do that same thing in the back here on either side. Try to make that as even as you can. Alright, we're going to carve that out, because you have to think when you do these what overlaps what. You know, this kind of overlaps his collar, and I'm trying to put a little bit of a collar in there just to add a little more depth to his to the piece itself. Okay, alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back. We're going to put this collar in. Alright, this just adds a little more feature. Now, you don't have to do it. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, you don't have to do it. Alright, if you want to skip some of this, you can. You do whatever you're comfortable and what your ability to do. But like I said, you don't know how good you are at something unless you give it a try. And that's part of the fun, is trying new ways of doing things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stop cut all the way across. I'm going to spray it because it's a little bit on the tough side and it's been tearing a little bit for me. I'm going to make a stop cut, kind of follow that line that I created, and we're going to just put a little V cut, okay, right there, and we're going to go up, and we're going to distinguish where that is. I find this a lot of fun, putting the details in and working that stuff in there. Okay, so we're going to go over here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to follow this line out and around to the front. We have a lot more to do on his face yet. We haven't gotten anything there. Then the beard has to be done and the eyes need to be done, but I was interested in knowing how we were going to do the body here. And usually if I don't do the head correctly, or I don't feel right about the head, I don't do the rest of the body. And that isn't, how can I say this, that's not always written in stone either, because there's a lot of times when something will not appear to look right, but somehow I always make it, there's always a way of correcting something or revamping it to make it look decent. Okay, so there's this collar. Okay, good. That's what I wanted. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I want. Now, this is going to have to be cut up a little bit here, but I can't because that's going to look okay, because that's going to be the belt going around. We'll be right back.